In class today, a student asked me to make another video about adjective clauses. So here it is. What's the name of the street that you live on? Here's the adjective clause that you live on, and all of this is asking about the street. And remember that an adjective clause has to have a subject and a verb. So the subject is I and the verb is live. What's the name of the street that you live on? So here's the adjective clause. This is the subject for the main clause. This is the verb that matches name. Here's the adjective clause, and it also has a subject and a verb, live. That functions like an object in the question. What's the name of the street that you live on? You could eliminate it and say, what's the name of the street you live on? We could take this off if it's functioning as an object. That would be okay. But for the purpose of this exercise, we'll include that. The name of the street that I live on is, and then you just put the name of the street. If it's, say, Oak Street, the name of the street that I live on is Oak Street. Here's the adjective clause that I live on. In this sentence, the subject is name and the verb is. So this verb matches the subject here. What's the color of the marker that I'm using? Here's the adjective clause that I'm using describing the marker. What's the color of the marker that I'm using? Notice also in the adjective clause that there is a subject and then there's a verb. The subject is I, and this is in the present continuous tense. The color of the marker that you are using is, and then the information goes here, blue. Here's the adjective clause that you are using, and it describes the word marker. Here's the subject of the sentence. The color is, and this is the verb. Make sure that you include the verb when the adjective clause is inside of a sentence. Sometimes people forget to use the verb, so they might say something like the color of the marker that you are using blue, and they would forget to put the verb here. But if you forget, then I'll hear it. I'll hear the mistake. You have to put the verb here. And here's the last example. What are the problems that affect people in that country? Here's the adjective clause, and it asks about the problems. The problems that affect people in that country are drought and famine. Here's the adjective clause in the middle of the sentence that affect people in that country. And in the sentence, here's the subject, problems. This is plural. And the verb you choose here that matches the subject should also be plural. The problems are drought and famine. So you could make a sentence like that, but if you want to add the adjective clause, then you put this right after the word problems.